In this episode of Flea Market Rescue, we're going to do some fall makeovers. We'll start by making a corn stalk wreath. Then we'll take some of this white chippy planks of wood that I bought at Springfield. Yeah, you remember, the ones I had to drag through the flea market in a garbage can. And we'll make a really cool pumpkin out of it. I'll show you some of the new fall products I have, and we'll even use one to make over this plain mat into this beautiful fall one. And if that wasn't enough, I'm going to take you through Debbie's house, where she'll give you tips and you'll find inspiration in fall decorating. So if you're ready for this episode of Flea Market Rescue, then let's do this. Before we get started though, I just want to welcome you if you're new here to Flea Market Rescue. My name's Kelly Sherry. I do a lot of home decor makeovers and furniture flips. If you're interested in learning how to do some of this, make sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. That way you'll get notified every time I post a new video. All right, so my mom and Karma had brought these corn stalks over last week. I needed to let them dry a little because they were still kind of green, and I think they're ready now. So we're gonna make a cool wreath from them. Now I will say, since I've been letting this dry out on my porch for a week, I've seen a lot of little creatures. I've had blue jays, I've had squirrels, I've had a few other little creatures. They love the corn stalks as much as me. I've been like Dr. Dolittle over here. Now I'm just gonna cut these into like about 12 inches. That way it'll be more manageable for us to make a wreath with. The longer it is, the harder it's gonna be to work with. So I definitely want to keep some of this. I really love that. So we're definitely going to get rid of the corn. If you see corn in there, get rid of it. Do you see this? We're also going to use this too. I'm going to show you what you can do with it. All right, so with these, you're just basically gonna pull them out. So just gather these all up and put them to the side, and next week I will show you what you can do with them. So I'm basically cutting away the corn ears, and I'm gonna finish doing my 12-inch pieces from the corn stalks. So I bought this wire frame at Hobby Lobby. You can pick these up for $4.99, or you can get them even cheaper if they're having a sale and it's 50% off. And they're in the floral aisle. And we're gonna put our corn stalks on here. All right, so we have our wire form here, and we have all the stalks that we cut, and then we're gonna use this gauge wire. You can get this gauge wire at Ace Hardware, Aco, Home Depot. It's just, you know, thin wire that we're gonna wire this into this form. Now, some of these are obviously a little bit too long, so we can always cut this down a little bit more. Like this needs to be cut a little bit more. And this one as well, pretty long. So we're just gonna start by cutting a little wire here, and then we'll just wire them in as we go, all the way around. We're going to take these like a little bundle, and you're going to take your wire and wrap it around the form. I'm going to get another piece of wire, and then we're just going to kind of wrap this a little bit around this way. And I'm just gonna get a little bit more wire and wrap it around here too. And we are just going to continue to keep going all the way around that. So far we've got this, and we're just going to keep building on it. We're just going to keep working our way all the way around it till it's nice and full. And you're just going to overlap them. And again, if these are too long, like these are, you can always cut them. We're going to overlap this right here, and we're just going to keep working our way around. I have a little bit of that wire. I cut 3 for this. Add that on top here. You just want to keep overlapping them around the form. Now, at any point, if they're too long, don't be afraid to trim them. Now, we saved some of these for the last part because I want to add those in where they're going to be seen. So take some of your corn stalks and then add in some of your better pieces that have some of this towards the end. I'm just going to tuck this last one underneath all of this. That way you won't see the wire because it'll be hidden by the first row. All right, I think this is looking pretty darn good here. If there are any spots that kind of look like they don't have enough, you can always add in certain areas. But you just want to keep making your way around, wiring that in, and it's beautiful the way it is. We can add a few things to it. I'm going to show you how it can look just by itself, and then we'll do it with a few other kind of like embellishments. Now this looks good on its own, but let's do a little bit more to it. All right, so I bought these from Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off, which was super nice. We're going to add these in on the side here. I'm going to cut some of this off here and we're going to wire this in. So I'm just going to add this in on the side here. We're going to tuck it in. After I take this price tag off, we're going to tuck that in right there. And let's wire that in. We're just using a little of our wire again. And we are just going to wire this in. We don't need very much because we don't want it to show. So we're just going to slightly wrap these in here. Okay, now that we added a little pop of color to this, bend them a little. They are bendable. Now that it has a little pop of color, now what we're going to do is I bought this ribbon also from Hobby Lobby. And what I really love about this ribbon is that it's not white. It's actually like, it almost looks like the color of the corn stalks here. So that is just gonna really complement this. Just kind of make a really simple bow. All right, I think that's pretty good. I might fluff it up a little. I also bought these from Michael's. It's just like a whole bunch of like, you know, that zigzag stuff, and I don't know what you call it, but how about we use a couple strands on this? I think that would look really cool too. So let's see what's going to complement this well. Let's pick something. So well, maybe we want to pull from the orange here. So we're just going to pick a few of these out of here and let's see what it looks like behind the bow. I think that definitely can work, but let's trim the bow first. I'm actually going to just stick a few of these through the back of the bow. Bring it more towards the front. Okay, and let's just wire that in too. I think this looks really cute. That little bit of color just adds so much to this. It's just, you know, a lot better than just something so plain. So the last thing to do is just kind of cut these to about the same length that the bow is. Now, on the back here, it is all metal. See, you have a metal frame. You can just wire in a loop. Actually, we could do this right here with some of the existing wire hanging out. Just make a loop for hanging. Recently, I was in Springfield and I came across this whole garbage can filled with white chippy planks of wood. Yeah, I had to drag it through this whole entire flea market just to get it back to the car, but I didn't care because this whole garbage can was $30. Now, do you remember when we went garage sailing this summer and we came across these pumpkins only to find out that the pumpkin lady bought them? And that's actually how she got her name. This lady was buying everything up. We had to stay 2 steps ahead of her. If you haven't watched that episode, make sure you do because it's a good one. Anyway, since then, I've been wanting to make my own wooden slat pumpkins. Well, today's the day. When I was in Springfield, remember, I bought all these planks of wood. Well, today we are going to use them. So we're going to use 4 of the planks here to cut a pumpkin. And then we're going to use 1 on the bottom for the base. So in order to make the pumpkin here, we're going to have to draw out like a curve on each side, and then we're going to cut it out on the scroll saw. Now you don't need a scroll saw to do this. You can use like a jigsaw, but I have a scroll saw, so that's what I'm going to use. All right, I laid all these planks down. All these planks down here. Want to make sure that it's going to be flush on the bottom here with that bottom board. And then we're just going to draw out our pumpkin. Just kind of curve it around. No, that one has a nail. I'm going to flip that around, I don't want to cut into that one. All right. Flip this one like this. There we go. If you just kind of go by your mark right here, like where you ended, you can just kind of see like, okay, it needs to go here, and then just kind of curve it around. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea. I'm gonna make this a little darker because I want to be able to see it when I'm cutting it. All right, so I'm gonna cut this on the scroll saw, and we'll go from there. Okay, now we have this cut. We cut it on the scroll saw, but we're gonna need something that's gonna hold these together. So I have one of these. It's like a 1x2 that I got at Home Depot. We're gonna need to measure this out. This is gonna go on the back. We're gonna staple that in place, and that's gonna hold it. We're gonna do 2 of those, and I think that'll work out really nice for us. So I'm just gonna measure how far we need this to be. Right here will be good. Cut one there, one a little higher. Okay, so I'm gonna go cut this right now. All right, so I have this flipped over onto the back. I have already cut those boards that we just discussed, and we're gonna lay them right like this. I have the nail gun, and I am gonna nail these here in place. All right, for a stem, we could either use like a branch, but you know what? I'm seeing a lot of people just like cutting a piece of wood and then just tacking it right on the front, and I'm kind of really liking that. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna, this is just a scrap piece of like pallet wood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of just mark this off, and then we'll cut it across, and this will be our stem, and we'll just nail it right to it. So again, this is just pallet wood. We're gonna put it right here. I think that'll look really cool. I'm gonna kind of have it go to the side a little bit. I like how that looks. And we'll just nail that in place. All right, so we're gonna use a little of this Titebond. I'm gonna put it on the bottom edge of our pumpkin, right on the bottom here. And then we're gonna put that on top of our base, and then we are gonna nail it. So let's do that now. This is clogged, so that's why I'm doing it like this, because I don't got time to unclog it. Just gonna put a generous amount on the bottom here. All right, so now that we got this all glued up, we're gonna put this down on our base, kind of center it in the middle, and then we just need to flip this over, and we're gonna put a few nails in it, and it should be just fine. All right, so I put the glue on the base, and I also put a couple nails, but they weren't long enough, so I was gonna put a little bit longer nails in, and I decided, you know what, let's use some screws. I think that will just work out much better. It'll just be even that more secure. So I'm gonna take my drill and drill a couple holes on the bottom, and we're gonna put screws on the bottom. I think that'll hold it much better. Okay, so we're gonna attach this base by drilling in some holes here, and then we're gonna put some screws. So I'm gonna do that right in the middle here. So I want to use my leaves that I have. They're new, and you can get them in my Etsy store. But I want to use these on our pumpkin. However, they're a little too white. So I want to put some coffee stained dictionary paper on them. I've had a few of you ask me from the last project, how do you coffee stain dictionary paper? So I'm just going to show you what I do to coffee stain it. So we're gonna put this aside, and I'm gonna show you how to coffee dye. First, you definitely wanna put something down because this is quite messy. And we're gonna take a page out of the dictionary. It doesn't really matter, you can take out any page. I'm just gonna take a razor blade, and I'm just gonna cut down, taking one of the pages out. We'll actually coffee dye two just in case. That way, if we need it for something else, we'll have it. So there we go. Now, in order to coffee dye this, we're gonna need some instant coffee. And we are gonna mix this in a cup. It's gonna be very strong because when it dries lighter, so you want to make it stronger. So you probably want to put like a tablespoon in there and just as much water. I'm actually just going to eyeball it because So like a tablespoon. And then just a little bit of water in here, you know, just is the same amount. You want about the same amount. All right, so see how dark that is? We're just gonna mix that around. And you want it this dark, because again, it really lightens. All right, and then you're just gonna put your paper down and you're gonna just go over it. Now you may wanna wear gloves because this really is, it can stain your hands. I mean, not bad, you'll get it off, but if you wanna avoid it completely, that brain would be really good to use in a Halloween display. Now we're just gonna let that dry. You can let it dry in the sun. You can use a blow dryer. But it does need time to dry. I'm just gonna take the blow dryer to this because we're working against time here. Now, while we're finishing, waiting for this to dry, as you can see, it's almost done. There's a few wet spots, but it's almost done. We're gonna drill just a couple holes in this so that we can put something through there so it can hang off of the stem. Okay, so to drill these holes, we're just gonna hang it over the counter, and then you're just gonna go straight through. We're gonna do the same thing with this one. All right, we have our holes drilled. Now we just need to Mod Podge our dictionary paper on there. All right, so we are gonna Mod Podge this on to our leaves. If you want these leaves with the hole already pre-drilled, just, I'll put that option for you in Etsy. That way you don't have to drill these. Anyway, we're gonna put a little of this Mod Podge all over. And then we're gonna place our dictionary paper down on there. Gonna rub. You're just gonna wanna cut that one out, and then we'll use the excess paper for the second one. All right, so we're just gonna let those dry, and then we're gonna take some sandpaper and rough them up, and that will it'll take off all the excess paper. All right, so we're just gonna take a little piece of sandpaper. And if you rub on there, look at it's following the pattern. All right, now we need to make those little openings there that we drilled. Just gonna take like the end of a brush, just kind of do some like that. There we go. Looks good. Now, let's go ahead and put it on our pumpkin. I'm just taking a little bit of jute and putting it through the holes. That way we will be able to hang it from our pumpkin. do the same thing through this one. And then we'll cut it long enough that we can kind of tie it and then hang it down. All right, let's go and decorate our pumpkin. All right, so let's just tie these around. And I think we need a little pop of color, so let's put some of this bittersweet on here. We'll just kind of drape it over. And I think that looks really nice. If you're interested in taking a scroll saw class, I do offer one for $34.95, and it includes 5 free patterns. This class is for the beginner. If you ever wanted to make things for craft shows or vintage markets, I'll teach you everything you need to know. I'll leave a link in the description in case you're interested. As you saw in the previous project, we have a whole new line of products that I'm so excited to show you. One of them being these fall wooden cutout leaves, which are perfect for your fall projects like the pumpkin we just did. Anyone for some witch cutouts? This would be great on a witch's sign, or you could even use it as a silhouette inside a frame for Halloween. Here's some cute pumpkin cutouts that I think you're really gonna like. Add it to a pumpkin patch sign or pumpkin sold here. It would look awesome and very three-dimensional. Or what about some spooky jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween? You could have the angry one in the corner saying beware on a sign. Or you could have the smiley one with 3 teeth saying, eat more candy. And because I love you guys, I'm going to do a flash sale and you can take 15% off my entire Etsy store. So if you missed out last time, here's your chance to go ahead and get some of the goodies that you might have missed. Like the kitty cat wooden cutouts. Or the birdcage garland that sold out 3 times. Or even the wooden hang tags that you can add to all your items. See how nice they look? And we also have a few great stencils, like this one here, Pumpkin Sold Here. Or you might even want to get our latest stencil, which is the leaf stencil for fall, and we're going to do our next project using it. So let's get on to project 3, the fall leaf doormat. I picked this mat up at Walmart. It was only like $5.67. And we're going to stencil a little fall pattern on here, and I think it's going to look great. We're going to use, this is a new stencil that I just made, and it will be available in my Etsy store if you want to purchase one. So what we're going to do is we're going to stencil these patterns on here. They're leaves and acorns. And then once we get these stenciled on there, we're going to go ahead and turn it this way so that we can get more of a, different kind of pattern. And then we'll stencil it on there. Then we're gonna flip it and turn it and finish it off. Now, if you had a real small mat, this is a larger mat. If you had a real small mat, you would only have to do like 2 of these. You would do 1 and then 2. But this is a larger mat, so we're gonna move on and do 3. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to use this outdoor paint because since this is going to be outside, it's going to be very important that we do that. Take this off here. We're going to put some of that paint right on this. I'll just pour it out. All right, so I have the paint on some tin foil. Just gonna dab a little off here, and then we're just gonna start. I probably should have taped this down, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna have to hold it really taut. Wow, this paint works really good. I thought I was gonna have to use a lot of it, but it doesn't appear so. All right, let's lift it off and see. Oh, look how cute. That turned out really nice. So I'm gonna wash this off and then we're gonna flip that one. Now, if you're a little impatient like me and you just wanna dry this up, just use a little blow dryer. Okay, now that that is dry to the touch, we are going to take our stencil that I cleaned off here. As you know, we did it like this. So now we're going to turn it just around, that's all. And I'm just going to kind of place this about right here. And we're going to stencil this on. So we're going to need a little more of this paint. I'm going to squirt a little out here. We're going to do the exact same thing using this. So all we've done is just kind of turned the stencil around the opposite way. And let's go to it. All right, let's pull it off. Let's see what we got. Wow, I am so impressed. This is coming out so cute, isn't it, you guys? All right, so we're gonna let that dry and then we'll do our last part of it. So I'm just gonna dry this up a bit with the hairdryer so we don't have to wait. All right, you guys, so first we started out like this, then we turned it, it went like this, and then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it again, but this time we're gonna flip it. That way it's gonna give us an entirely different pattern. And we're gonna stencil that on there. All right, you guys, let's take that off and see how it looks. Voila! How cute is that? I was really surprised how easy this was, and also I wanted to let you know if some of the areas are not dark enough, all you have to do is go over them with a little paint. You don't need to worry because these are bigger shapes and it's very easy to just kind of dab on a little paint in certain areas. Here's the finished product and it's on my porch as we speak. Again, this stencil will be in my Etsy shop and you can get 15% off right now. Well, we've all come to love her. And who is that I'm referring to? My mom's friend and partner in crime, Debbie. We first met Debbie when we tagged along with her and my mom when they went garage sailing. These two are professional garage sailors. Every week in the summer, Debbie's van gets filled to capacity, and we went along. We went garage sailing at some of the best garage sales and found a lot of stuff. Do you remember when Debbie bought this flying pig? If you didn't know, Debbie collects flying pigs, and the reason she does is that her sister called her one day and said, "Hey, you want to clean my house?" And she said, "When pigs fly," so that's their ongoing joke. And that's the reason Debbie collects flying pigs. And on that day, she hit the jackpot with this one. Oh, that was such a great day, and we found so much stuff. And afterwards, I took you to Debbie's house and showed you just how beautiful it was. She just really knows how to decorate, and she has a great eye. And the best part is that all her stuff has come from the thrift store, garage sales, or the flea markets. Well, today we're going to get to see Debbie's house all decorated for fall. So are you ready? Let me show you around. So when you come up the walkway, the first thing I noticed right away was this ladder, and this fall wreath above the bench. It's gorgeous. Such a clever idea. I'm telling you, Debbie has it. As you get closer, you'll notice there's an antique chair that has a welcome pillow and a beautiful fall colored wreath hanging from the back. There's even a turkey on the ground. Gobble, gobble. If you pan over to the other side, you'll see a small table that has a buffalo check runner and has a lot of orange painted wooden pumpkins. I'd have to say my favorite thing is this sign up here. I don't know where she got this, but it's so cool. It's like slatted barnwood that's been stained, and then it has a sign on there with a painted pumpkin. It just looks so rustic. It looks so fall and festive. I love it. Her porch just looks so inviting. All right, let's go in, shall we? Oh, this is a super cute rug. Oh my gosh, I want one of these pumpkins. I think they're made out of velvet. They look very rich, and I love the runner that's on this table too. Very nice. This window frame is beautiful with that wreath on it, and I especially like the thankful. Can I tell you, her house smells fabulous. It's like walking into a home decor store. Oh, there's that cute little table, but instead of having those canisters on there, she has a grapevine pumpkin, and she also has some wooden acorns, which is really cute. It looks like she's replaced her birds and bowl on the coffee table next to her couch with warm tones of fall decor. This is really pretty. So I was admiring this cabinet that's next to her couch. Yeah, this one here, it has quilts in it, and this is what she told me.
So I bought this old cabinet, and I wanted to put quilts in it. But quilts are very expensive. So I went and bought some, and they were like $5 a piece because they had a stain on them or anything. But when you fold them up and put them in there, you can't tell. But it just looks more fall. And I bought some Christmas ones too, and that's how I can change it out. Like I said, it just all comes from garage sales and flea markets and side of the road. My best friend is a can of paint and a paintbrush.
Deb has such a beautiful kitchen. I really love the color of her painted cabinets. Let's check out some of the fall decor she has on her counters. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love this cutting board, and these canisters are really nice too. Oh, this simply looks royal. I think I need some of these too. Deb has an island in the middle of her kitchen, and here's a little home decor that's displayed on that. Oh, do I see a flea market rescue keychain? Oh, yes, I do. Well, look at who we have here. These glasses are just too stinking cute. Oh my gosh, I love what you did with the flying pig. Debbie likes to change things out. If you remember, there used to be a big chalkboard here. That's the beauty about buying things there from garage sales or thrift stores. You can change them out for not a lot of money. Oh, I'm loving all these homespun pieces of fabric hanging from her light. It has fall written all over it. And no, she's not worried that it's going to catch on fire because she hardly uses this light. This is more like, decoration. These are really beautiful pumpkins. I love the bold colors. Now, these used to be in her bedroom, but I'm really liking them in here because she repainted the walls and they just go really well with the curtains and with the wall. Oh my gosh, this is a print that she got from Sweet and Sassy Treasures. I love what she did here. It's so cute. This is like a drawer, and then she put that inside, and then look, it has a little ledge that you can put little pumpkins on. How stinking cute. This is Jessie's bathroom, and look at this. Jessie, you are so lucky to have a bathroom like this. I cannot even tell you. Your grandma's awesome, and so are you, Jessie. So I asked Debbie, aren't you worried about getting holes in your walls because you switch things out so much? And this is what she said. Okay, so you don't actually put a lot of nails in your wall?
No.
What are you
I
using?
use command strips, and I also use like the little clear thumbtacks that stick out a little bit.
Oh.
And they'll hold up to like 5 pounds. So for like pictures and stuff like that, that's perfect.
Oh, okay. So did you hear that, you guys? Swap away. Let's check out Debbie's bedroom.
I keep the sign there because I lost my husband, and sometimes, you know, days are hard, but that's the first thing I see every morning.
Oh, I love that, Debbie.
Just a little reminder to me.
Wow. I hope you guys are getting some great ideas because this is just amazing. And just check out this view, you guys. I wouldn't mind sitting on this deck with a cup of coffee and watching the deer in the morning. Do you remember this bench we picked up for $20 at a garage sale? Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. I cannot believe it has not sold yet. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, this is right in the entryway, right across from that table. Thank you, Debbie, for allowing us to tour your house. It's decorated beautifully. Well, I hope you enjoyed all Debbie's fall decorating, and I hope you got a lot of great ideas. Happy fall, you guys. Well, that's it for this episode of Flea Market Rescue. If you like this episode and you want to see more episodes, make sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. I'm Kelly Sherry, and this has been Flea Market Rescue.